Pakistan sit comfortably at the top of the table, having won all three of their matches. Boosted by the dominant form of players like Sahibzada Farhan and Mohammad Nawaz, they are already through to the final on Saturday.
Oh, what a beauty! Back-to-back wickets.
That has been hit away.
Once again, the distance, the placement and the sound of the bat.
Sri Lanka find themselves in a must-win situation, having won only one of their matches during the round-robin stage. Regained confidence after a dominant 9-wicket win over Zimbabwe, led by Nisanka's unbeaten 98. They will fancy their chances to get a win here tonight.
Oh, that is some shot.
That has been picked up. Magnificent.
Let's find out if Sri Lanka have got what it takes to get themselves through to the final on Saturday. Hello and welcome to the coverage of today's play. This is the last of the round games. Pakistan versus Sri Lanka for the KFC presents Vigo Telmobile Tri-Nation Series live from the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. It's an all-important game for Sri Lanka. They win today and they come back on Saturday for that final against Pakistan. Otherwise, Zimbabwe will get their opportunity. This is what the points table look like after 5 games. Hello and welcome, I'm Sikandar with you, all set and ready for this final game in the round, and we'll decide, as I said, that can Sri Lanka make it to the final after that big win by 9 wickets against Zimbabwe just the other day. Will inject a lot of confidence in them. We saw the real Sri Lanka, they play the 20-over format, and I'm sure with the help of Nisanka's form, which he's found over here, and of course the bowlers like Hasaranga, Chamira, they will test Pakistan. For Pakistan, what's in store? They've already qualified. They might test their bench. They might just give somebody an opportunity, or maybe they'll play an 11 that they would like to play in the final. All that chat. I've got Uruj Mumtaz and Russell Arnold alongside me. Good evening to both of you. We'll start with you, Russell. Why? Because there's more at stake for Sri Lanka. And the way they performed against Zimbabwe, a clinical win. A win is always a lot of confidence. But would you like to see something different from them against a side they haven't won against?
No, not really. I'd like to see more of the same because they did certain things different. They came out tactically smart and the execution was good. The fielding, the energy was back. With the batting, of course, it was Pathum Nisanka who led from the front, but the feel-good factor flows through. And there's nothing to think about. I'm also happy that the fact that they only need a win. If the net run rate was in it and they were ahead of Zimbabwe on net run rate, that'll complicate the mind. They'll think, okay, we can still lose and get in. We don't, there's nothing. It's just simple as it seems. You said real Sri Lanka, hopefully it's real Pakistan out there.
Well, we speak of Pakistan fast and quick before the toss. Would Pakistan prefer a team or an opponent in the final, or they'll just take it as a game and say, you know, let's go on with some new guys who've not had a chance?
I don't think Pakistan will have a preference. The way they've performed in the round series against Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka both, they've had clinical 3 wins on the bounce. They've got 5 wins in the bounce in terms of T20 games, 2 versus South Africa. So they're going well. But they are also going well with various match winners in various games. We don't see one particular person winning them and getting them over the line. They've had a few that from a rotation policy have actually just clicked. The one thing you mentioned at the beginning, I would just like to see maybe one change. I know we're very close to the toss, but the only guy who hasn't got an outing in this series so far is Hassan Nawaz. So let's see.
Yeah, you've been talking about Hassan Nawaz for a while now, but yeah, again, we'll talk about that in detail. Where do you fit him in that batting order? That'll be something important. So now, getting very close to the toss, these guys have been testing me with who is going to be doing the toss. I'm hoping that I'm right this time. I've got the 2 captains out there in the middle, and I'm very sure it's Ramiz Raja who is going to be looking after who's going to win this toss and what do they want to do. So over to you guys.
Ready with the toss. We've got the 2 captains out here. Rion King is the match referee. Salman Ali Agha will probably have the coin. Dasun to call.
Heads.
Heads it is. Salman, what have you decided to do and why?
We're going to bowl first, and it's been Dio's been playing a big part here, so just want to use that as well.
This is the 3rd game on this trip, but pitches haven't really played up. They've been rather nice to bat on.
Yeah, it's been all right. It's been not really like getting slower. Pindi is always a good pitch, but it's not really a Pindi pitch, but it's still like enough for batsmen. And to be honest, it's enough for bowlers as well.
Yeah, what do you think of Sri Lanka? I mean, they are in a desperate situation. It's kind of a must-win game for them. You want to spoil their party, right?
They are a very good side. They are a very dangerous side. They have a match winners. We just want to focus on our team. We just want to do what we are doing. We're doing really well. We are winning games. We just want to keep doing that.
Yeah, I mean, 5 straight wins. Obviously, you know, the environment in the dugout will be a lot happier now.
Yeah, we have been playing really well. We just want to continue that, and 5 win is a big achievement. We just want to keep doing the right things, and we want to win every single game.
Okay, any team changes?
We have 2 changing. Naseem and Usman is missing. Ibrar and Salman is coming back.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Right then, the challenge is to beat Pakistan. It's a must-win game for you. How does that work mentally? I mean, you rise to the occasion, you can subside also. I mean, what is the camp thinking right now?
See, we had a very good game last game. So, yeah, boys are fully confident coming to this game. So, even the toss, you know, we are happy to bet in this strip. So, yeah.
Lot more energy in the field. I mean, the pre-game exercises and the routines. See a lot of chirping, a lot of shouting, backing each other. Is that the motto for today's game?
See, we had the discussion before the previous game. We need to show some energy before coming to the game. So we had that clear discussions what should be done during the game. So yeah, with a lot of energy, and boys are ready for the challenge.
How many runs are you looking at? You're batting first, right?
Of course, anything over 150, 60 would be ideal, because you know how the surface has been played, but not to compromise.
Sure.
It seems like a good wicket.
And last question, any team changes?
No, same team.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Right then, Pakistan have won the toss and have elected to bowl first on this surface. And to the expert, the pitch expert, the technical hand we've got is Pommy Mbongwa. Pommy, I mean, this is a 3rd game on this surface. Do you see any changes at all? Any roughness, abrasiveness?
A little, I suppose, a little bit more sort of rough as I look at it in terms of no sheen like we had in the last game on here. It might then mean that it might kind of grip a little bit more, maybe not stop as much as we had at the other one actually, but this one generally has played well. As the batters that have turned up here, they've actually found that it's been okay once they've got through the initial bit. The initial bit, though, is the ball moving around. And there are all these cracks that I'm talking about. Let's go back to what happened in ODI number 5. And as you look at where the ball went off the surface from a length, and we're standing on about a length, and I think it comes off some of these cracks actually. Some of those deviations are a great deal. It's prodigious the way it goes back in or away from the batters from that length. So essentially you've got to try and live on that length. When you look at this pitch map, focus on the blue ones, right? The blue ones are the ones that deviated, and you look there, it says more than 0.7 degrees. It's a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it is for batters who kind of pick out an initial line and then the ball ends up elsewhere, closer to them or further away than they would like. The Sri Lankans actually were very good against Zimbabwe. They lived in this length, and the Zimbabweans didn't quite manage to get that right. So, under pressure, having produced this, they want to do it again. Look at that for line, and look at that for that cluster. That's 31%. Very good. So when they get their opportunity to bowl, they want to be there. I would say for the Pakistanis, they probably need to be slightly further back than that because they're quicker in terms of their fast bowlers.
Sure. I mean, keeping things simple, I guess. I mean, it's not that simple, hitting the stumps and hitting the hard length, but that's the story of the day as far as bowling is concerned.
As far as bowling is concerned, stay on the stumps. If it deviates and goes away from them, such as life, but you might also get up and down, so you want to bring the stumps into play and keep it as difficult as possible for the bowlers.
Right, okay.
Thank
you very much. Thank you very much. Great pitch report for you.
Indeed it is, and I'm going to take something out from there and put it to Russell. Talking about that length area, 6 to 8, and say how the ball deviated. Probably that's what Zimbabwe bowlers missed when the ball very short at Nisanka and others, and that probably cost them.
Against Pakistan, they suffered because they went away from that length quickly. If you go back to that, Shahizada Farhan especially, he was just coming at them, using his feet. There were a few bottom edges that flew off. They adjusted the length rather than believing this is what's going to work, because one shot or two will come off. Against Sri Lanka, they knew that's what they needed to do. That was their natural length as well. That's why it's disappointing. The taller fast bowlers, they were trying to hit the deck hard, but were missing by a foot or two because they were trying too hard. So that was the problem Zimbabwe had. They knew what they needed to do because it was quite obvious. It's that length that works for you. But for some reason, for reasons I did mention, different reasons in both games, they went away from it very quickly, which played into the hands of the batters.
Quick one from the toss and the pitch, and then we'll go for a break. What do you make of this decision of bowling first? From the likes of it, he's spoiled for choices, Salman. So, way he said it, it seemed like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, plenty of good headaches to have, I guess, in terms of personnel and the choices at the toss. The previous game, they decided to bat first because Salman said that's what we have the liberty to do so. And it's fine. I mean, a little bit of the dew's been a hit and miss. They want to put the opposition under pressure, who've also been a bit of hit and miss with the bat. Yes, they've come off a good chase in the previous game, Sri Lanka. But Pakistan bowling lineup is very good. The sort of the stranglehold in that middle phase with the spinners is good. So they'll look to sort of hold the opposition down for lesser than 150 and then chase it down. So I think it's more of a rotation, even with the choices at the toss at the moment for Salman.
I think they've made the decision on putting Sri Lanka in based on the cold. Keeping Sri Lanka out there.
Keep Sri Lanka out there for longer.
In the second session, it gets a lot colder. That's where they based the decision.
All right. Okay, time for us to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have a look at the playing 11 and, of course, talk about some key players from each side. Welcome back to Pitch Side, and here we are talking about match 6. For those who've just joined us, Pakistan have won the toss and they've decided to bowl first today. So with that, we'll have a look at the batting side, and that brings us to Sri Lanka and Russell Arnold.
Same team, no changes at all, and as we were expecting one of the top batters to lead the way Pathumni Sanka did the other day, it's got to be more of the same. Maybe Mishara needs to make those 20s into a 40-50, which will really add, but Kusal Mendis and Kusal Pereira in that middle order can make the difference today. If one of them get that 70-80 I keep talking about, it will be a very different ball game for the bowlers to defend. Hasaranga, Chamira, Theekshana, Malinga, they all looked a lot better. Pawan Ratnayaka made his debut the other day, still to have a hit in T20 internationals.
Yeah, for Pakistan, bowling first, but they've got a couple of changes they made in the previous game. Osman and Naseem Shah sit out for Salman Mirza and Abrar. So they've gone to their best strength side, the best 11 they have, and they've put up in this game. So, and plenty of players in form. Saim and Saibzada Farhan runs. Fakhr's got runs. Usman Khan got runs in that partnership with Fakhr Zaman. The two all-rounders in Nawaz and Fahim both doing the job with bat and ball. Again, good to see Wasim Jr. to have his side name consistently in the side. Salman Mirza and Abrar. Abrar's been in good form, so he'd like to continue with the wickets in that middle phase.
I'll give you that, Uruj. If you want to get Hassan Nawaz, maybe you can give the keeping gloves to Saibzada Farhan and get Usman Khan to sit.
Yeah, it's always an option. It's always an option just to experiment with. My only argument with that is because Hassan Nawaz was the most spoken player. He was the player of the tournament with most number of runs, and he batted well. And he batted in that third and fourth position when he did play. So my only thing is that when you've kept him with the side, and he's shown what he's made of, give him a go. Now, which number he fits at? He's normally a batter up the order 3 and 4, where Babar Azam and Salman Ali Agha fit in. Now, Babar has just made his return to T20 cricket. He's still searching for flurry of runs, but he has regained form. T20 captain Salman Ali Agha. So you're left with positions at 5 and 6, where he has been transitioned to. And now Fakhr Zaman is playing that role at number 5. So whether that's a complete or a sort of a bottom line in terms of their first choice, Hassan Nawaz has plenty of places where he can fit in. Just don't think he has a trust of the dugout in terms of the coaching staff just yet.
Yeah, a few possibilities of if they want to make that change. But that 11 looks like the one they want to play in the final, providing that Shaheen Shah Afridi is fit, then he surely comes in as the first choice. Russell, you mentioned about the batting and especially after that last outing, Nissanka performing. I think it'll be a good thing for the bowling side today because the bowling hasn't been really struggling. It's just that they haven't had enough runs to defend. If today Sri Lanka can put up a respectable score, then they can, the likes of Hasaranga, Theekshana and Chamira can come in.
Yeah, used pitch, lots of cracks as we did see, a bit of uneven bounce. So now you need to build some pressure, and you need to give the bowlers a fair chance so that they can go through the processes. It's about building dots, it's about working your way in rather than glory balls all the time. That's what runs do for you. It gives you that opportunity to just to relax a bit and go through your processes a lot better. 160, 165. I think the Sri Lankan bowlers will fancy themselves even in this cold.
And also, don't to forget, if you can just have a look at Nisanka's knock the other night, and also the important part would be that wagon wheel. When we look at that as well, it just shows how good he is all across 360.
He's not a very tall player. His center of gravity is low and such a good judge of length. So anything short of a good length, he's able to flat bat it. Moment he gets one away, as we did talk earlier, Zimbabwean bowlers went on to bowl shorter, which really played into his hands. He timed it brilliantly off the front foot against the spinners. He was in total control. Why I like him is because he scores runs with good shots, good cricketing shots, hence less risk, and he will control that innings for you. Tremendous player. Hopefully the confidence that he's gained in this game gives Sri Lanka another innings, because today is that most important day.
I'm going to bring in Babar Azam, and there's been a chat that does T20 format, require a guy who can be your anchor, someone who can play a little more than a run of ball. And if you've got Sahibzada Farhan playing the way he is playing, it sort of gives the license to number 3 to just take his time. And Babar's 74 was as important in the context of the game.
Yeah, I think when you talk about anchors, you have to look at the entirety of what the 11 looks like. Now, you talk about the likes of, say, England or Australia, who've got sort of big explosive players throughout their 11 or throughout their top 6, then maybe an anchor doesn't fit in. Now, what Babar's, obviously, he's worked on a few things. He's made his way back onto the T20 side. Now, why Babar can fit into the side is because we don't probably have the 1-2-6 in terms of explosive power. Yes, we found Sahibzada Farhan with Fakhar Zaman doing that middle order finishers role. If that's a given, Babar then can fit into play in between those, and that's what was lacking for Pakistan. We didn't have explosive finishers or explosive middle orders at 5, 6 and 7, and we experimented time and again with those. The problem was it dovetailed with Rizwan and Babar not scoring too many runs at quicker rates up the order. Now with Sahibzada Farhan and Saima, you've solved the problem. The only problem then lies is when you've got two similar kinds of player at 3 and 4 in Babar Azam and the captain Salman Ali Agha, and that's where your explosive start. Sometimes out of the power play, the overs from 7 to 12 take a bit of a hit because one of them gets out, or in fact both of them get out. Pakistan just find themselves in a bit of a rut, and then you get the firepower towards the end. So those two in that middle. Now whether you can slot a Fakhar Zaman in between or continue with the 3 and 4, yes, no question on the ability of the two players, but those are some kind of things when, especially when they're tougher tracks or you are looking at scores north of 200, that's where Pakistan finds themselves in a spot of bother.
I thought it was perfect the other day because it was a real arm wrestle. That pitch had its tricks, and the first 10 overs Pakistan didn't go too hard. They needed to work their way in, and that's what Farhan and Babar Azam did. Once you get the foundation right, your opposition is falling apart and you can go at them.
All right, thank you both of you for joining us on the show. Time for us to get ready for that action of match 6. Enjoy the game.